All right, guys, I'm back. So yeah, let's grab some oracle messages and see what guidance that we have for you this week. Gods and goddesses of our divinity, of our reality, we ask that you provide us with clear guidance and understanding next steps on our path to help us to where we want to be. Oh, okay. Oh, child. I like it when it's like this. I like it when it's like this, right? Because the messages, like, I don't even know why I use this word, but it's like, it be nasty. Like, I'll be like, bring it, okay? So at the bottom of the deck, we have fertility. We have austere. This talks about birthing new conditions, leveling up, new ideas, new understandings, new love, relationship. It's like the embodiment of spring, that it's the embodiment of a new beginning, right? And so I do feel that there is this transformative energy. We've been talking about it in the readings all summer long. Virgos are on the edge of a new stage, a new way of being. And I want to say a new identity, but I feel like that person has been in there the whole time, baby. Just standing in the back, waiting, standing on the sidelines, waiting, right? For the groundwork to be laid. And I feel like it's that time, right? I feel like it's that time. There goes that hummingbird again. Ugh. I love it. And we have Pele, I believe. And it talks about divine passion. And this card says, be honest with yourself. What's your heart's true desire? So I feel like for many of you, there is a longing. There is a desire for more. There is a desire to, it's given Six of Swords energy. It's giving Seven of Wands. It's giving Nine of Pentacles, right? I feel like the vision has been the vision for too long. And I feel like a lot of Virgos are ready to take that leap of faith. They're ready to stop thinking so hard and so long about what they already know to be true in their heart. Already know. You already know who you're supposed to be with, what you're supposed to be doing, and how you want to live. And so I just can't stop looking at it because it keeps flying back and forth in my backyard. So I'm excited. I really am, because I feel like the last week or two has been pretty intense, right? I feel like on the verge of just straight up mania. Especially like coming out of Virgo season, there was this obsessive, over analytical energy. And Libra season brings in a need for harmony and balance, right? There's a need to look at things with a kinder eye, right? I just finished the Twinflame reading, and check that out on my channel. It is talking about, even in that sense, it's talking about just kind of like putting your swords down and saying, you know what? I wasn't perfect. I couldn't have been, because nobody is, right? I mean, we pretty damn close, but just saying, you know what? I'm willing to just say, you know what? I did wrong. You did wrong. At the end of the day, I still love you. Like if we remove all of the pain and the trauma, the truth of the matter at its core of our connection is love, is connection, is something beautiful. And so Libra season allows Virgos to slow down and smell the flowers. Slow down and tend to the flowers. Slow down and just see the damn flowers, right? I swear I just want to turn my camera so y'all can see it. It's like it's right in my view. Anyway, you know, and I don't know if I said this earlier in the last reading, but from my understanding, hummingbirds represent transformation. And oh, see, it just, yep. Now this is just supposed to be a regular read. It's not supposed to be a relationship read, but I mean, this could be any relationship. But when this card comes out, I love it because this has been Virgo's lesson, even, and Libra's lesson about relationships and about choosing those, being connected to those, and trusting that you, with everything that you learn and everything you've been through, that you are now attracted. Because I'm getting the sense that Virgos don't trust themselves, right? Some of you have been really hard on yourselves within the last week or so. I think that came up in the reading, blaming self. What did I channel earlier? That you lied to yourself, that you had on rose-colored glasses. And in that reading, the message was that that's okay, that's how you learn. And in some cases, those relationships help you heal something else. So it's never not for nothing, right? Especially to a Virgo. So when this comes in, oh, love. I'm hearing a song. God, I hate when people sing, because I can't sing worth a damn, but I hate when they sing on like readings and stuff. Just a joy killer, right? No. But it's like, oh love, stop making a fool of me. And I feel like for many of you, it's just like, shit. Like, I don't want to allow these feelings. I don't want to soften my heart to friends, to family, to a lover, because I just don't want to keep doing this dance, right? And so I'm getting that for this self-care week, baby, twin, one has to get out of one's way, okay? One has to walk through the trauma. One has to, because I also got, when I was channeling, is this energy of I don't care, I don't give a fuck, I don't care, I don't care. And that's cool, because that I don't care kind of helped you detach where it was getting to be too much, where you were losing yourself. But now it's starting to taint your essence straight up. And, you know, it's souring your belief, whether you say it or not. Many of you have lost hope. Many of you have lost faith. You guys are kind of like, maybe in 10 to 15 years, I'll just work on myself. I'll work on things now. And that's great. I love that it's still kind of open. You know, the door is closed, but it's not locked, as I said in another reading. And so for many of you, this fertility, the hummingbird, this transformative energy that's coming through is about the way that you handle and the way that you look at relationships. So the self-care this week is to, well, let's look at some more of the cards, is to surrender. Surrender the need to control. The purple and the red is, hey, it's from the crown to the root. You need to be in alignment with who you are, right? Be in alignment with who you are. I'm here like mind, body, and soul. Because many of you have just been operating in the mind, rejecting the body, because the body will tell a Virgo, your stomach will be all jacked up. You be on the toilet all the time, taking antacids, Pepto, prebiotic drinks, right? Headaches, sinus, because I know my head has been hurting for the last 5 to 6 days. Yes, I believe it is the weather, but I also understand that there's downloads, there's information coming in, and there is a rejection. Okay, I'm getting these lessons too right now, but we will get back to you. The next card we have is blame, right? And it says, I accept responsibility for my well-being, right? And that's true. Underneath that is self-esteem and empathy. Last card, pride. So let's talk about it. Because we've got a lot of yellow. Yeah, yellow. So it's about willpower. It's about overcoming the pain, the hurt, overcoming the ego, overcoming self, to look at things objectively, and then to look at it with empathy, right? Look at it clearly first, right? Was this a misunderstanding? Was it a miscommunication? Was somebody hungry? Did they need a Snickers bar? Like, or did somebody actually hate you and they tried to, I hear some of these reads are like, they tried to unlive you. I'm like, damn, who are you dating, sis? Like, my God. But a lot of us are not in those situations. A lot of times the connections fall apart because of ego. Not some nefarious, the devil and all of that. Like, let's keep it. Sure, I've had spiritual attacks and all that, but you pay attention to what you need to pay attention to, right? Because I'm protected. And when I'm not protected, it teaches me that I need to be protected. I need to up my protection. That's it. Right? And so I just feel like for many of you, you're coming out of this stage of allowing anybody else to write your story, whether it's in love, whether it's at work, whether it's just period. You don't want to blame anybody else for what's happening to you. And you also don't want to blame yourself for not knowing any better. I just feel like there's a lot of like heavy energy being lifted up off of you, but it is going to take focus, willpower, meaning watch those thoughts. When they come in, oh, I see you, player. You was here when I needed you here to protect me from myself, right? From making a bad decision, for staying in something that wasn't for my highest good, right? But I'm good now, right? And you move past that thought. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't just because maybe you broke up with somebody, you left a job or whatever it may be. It doesn't mean that your thoughts and the trauma stop. You have to train yourself again. And if I know anything about my twins, we love a challenge. We love a self-development activity, right? And so this is yours this week to look at areas of your life where you may have projected out of fear, where you may have allowed someone else to write your story, whether they were talking about you, whether they were sending you negative energy, whatever it may be. Not allowing that to affect you to where you are changing who you are, how you operate, and what you are able to get up and do, which, you know, in terms of your path, your dreams. Being fully accountable for your happiness. Understanding that, guess what? I didn't have to talk to that person. I didn't have to take that job. I didn't have to move there. I did the best that I could in that situation. However, it's on me to either get out of it or find ways to be creative and change it. The wallowing in self-pity, anger, bitterness, like all of that, I feel like Virgos got caught up in it for a little bit. That's not typically how we operate. But that also talks about the magnitude of what it was that you were dealing with. Please don't think that I'm trying to negate that, because I know the last 2 to 3 years have been tough. And I know that this past year, starting in January, well, November, January, got real. Many Virgos lost friends, family, relationships that they had invested so much time, energy, and vision, desire, thoughts. And so I get it. I get it, but this is, and I don't mean to say it so lightly as if it's not work, but this is the beauty of Virgo, is the ability to transmute, to turn lemons into lemonade, to make it a business, and to sell it, and to live happily ever after, right? Like, that's what we do. That's who we are. Doesn't mean that it's easy. But this week, I want you to appreciate that you can do that, even though it's tough. I'm sure you know plenty of people that sit in that shit. They betrayed me. Oh, they hate me. They don't love me. All that nonsense. And I say nonsense because it's like, it's victimization. Have empathy for yourself, but don't get lost in being a martyr, right? Is that the word, right? Because that's our low vibration, right? We're the sacrificial lamb of relationships. You know, we never do anything wrong. Start doing some shit wrong. Listen. What's that movie, Iron Man? I think that's what it is. We are who we choose to be. What do you want to be? Who do you want to be? I feel like for many Virgos, you want to have close relationships. Many of you have lived your life without being trusting people enough to let them in, to let them see you, because you see how they act, and hell, you don't trust them with your heart. But I'm getting that it's time, my love. It's time to open your heart up. It's time to show some forgiveness to the situation, to the person, to you, because you've got things that are in the queue for you. You have things that are brewing for you, and it's going to take, I'm hearing like a clean heart, a healed heart, to manifest, to embody, to carry, to see through. You can't see through shit right now if you're exhausted from being hurt. And so I'm going to just get 2 more cards out, and I'm going to let you guys go. But yeah, I mean, you're on your way. It's just, it's gonna take the work. If you're not familiar with the solar plexus, did I say solar plexus before or sacral? It's solar plexus. If I misspoke, my apologies. Solar plexus is the willpower, the focus, the determination, the push through, the resilience. Look that up, Google it, solar plexus. I know that you can, they say that you can do meditations and focus on that part of your body, which is, it's like right around your belly button, my understanding. And you can, you know, picture a yellow orb vibrating and growing, right? I typically don't have issues with my solar plexus, so I don't want to like mislead you guys. I always have to work on my sacral and keep my third eye in check, so I don't, you know, be off in, you know, another dimension and shit, in my throat chakra to work on expressing myself, and that's why I'm here. All right. Yep. I love it. I'll take it. So we've got storms. We got this last month. Storms, beautiful card, 13 that breaks down to 4. It's about security. Safety, security, building a strong foundation within self. Right? And yeah. There's something here about the trust. And with the storm card, it talks about being able to walk through the storm. And I think I've, you know, mentioned this before. When I see this card, I feel like you're in the eye of the storm, right? You're able to see it all for what it really is. And with that knowledge and that understanding, one must walk through with their head held high. You know where you're going. You just have to take that step and not look back. Not get caught up. Not get caught up in, right? Because the storm, wind, right? Air energy. Not get caught up in your mind. Not get caught up in your head. We also have Mat or Mayat, which is giving and receiving, right? And so that's something else that's coming up with the relationships, is that you want an equal give and take. You want a partnership that is about harmony, right? You want a partnership that feels like friendship and love, right? You want a partnership that is ever evolving and growing, reciprocal. You got to be open, love. You can't just be the one giving, right? And being open to receiving for a Virgo means trusting, means being vulnerable. For many people, they think, you know, to receive is like, but for a Virgo, that is the hardest thing, because if I go like this, I feel like you think you own me. You think you know me. To have my vulnerability, you know me. And Virgos, we don't trust people to know us, our weakness. And not saying that receiving is a weakness, but when you look at it in terms of energy of passive and like, you know, like aggressive, passive, assertive, receiving is on the passive. That's difficult, right? And so it's a new day though, love. All right, so final cards is Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realms. And so that's what I'm getting as well, as terms of being opened, being open, being willing. There are people here that want to help you. There are people that want to connect with you, that are waiting in the queue. They're all around you. But if you're focused on the past, you're focused on past hurt, you're focused on relationships that didn't serve you, then you'll never see them. And what do we have here? Imrama. I'm sure I'm butchering the hell out of these names. It says, where are you being called to journey to? Right? And so with that, it's time to manifest. Manifest your soul tribe. Manifest the love of your life. Manifest that project of your dreams. Manifest that safety and security that you need. Manifest that peace of mind. Yes, peace. My ear just started like peace. You guys want to be in environments that offer you peace. That you don't have to overthink, you don't have to figure it out. Yeah. Okay, that is what I'm getting here. See, I just want to take a look. So we've got the crown chakra here. We've got the third eye. We've got lots of solar plexus here. We do have pink, which is not for the chakra, but it does speak of compassion. The empathy card did come out. So I do think that there needs to be some compassion, which I think is stated in one of my previous readings. Compassion and empathy for others, but it cannot be attained until you have that for yourself, right? And for you, Virgo, that shows up in being okay to make mistakes, allowing yourself to have a little bit of joy, a little bit of recklessness, a little bit of wonder, a little bit of dreaminess, a little bit of selfishness, right? Like, give yourself empathy to and compassion and support to just be and not be perfect, right? So this week, let's work on, walking through the storm, respecting the storm for what it has taught us, right? The ability to discern, the ability to grow our self-esteem from the situation, the ability to take ownership for our well-being, the ability to co-create with others, right? Because again, people want to connect with you. They want to. But for many of you, you're still closed off. So surrender to your reality. Many of you are not in the space that you were. I do feel like there's been a transformative energy here in you and your environment. It just takes a little bit of patience and willpower to walk through it. And be open. Be open to new connections. Trust yourself. All right, I'll leave it there because I feel like I could stay with you guys forever. I appreciate you. Please like, share, subscribe. My channel is very tiny, but it is steadily growing and I am ever so thankful. So from my heart to yours, namaste, and I'll see you at the top, twin.